Why most people stay broke. Imagine two people. They graduate at the same age, get similar jobs, and earn about the same salary. Fast forward 30 years. One owns a home, has investments, and never seems to worry about money. The other is drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, and constantly wondering where all their money went. So what happened? Was one just lucky? Were they born into a wealthy family? Did they win the lottery? Sometimes that happens, but for most people, the difference is much simpler. It comes down to their financial habits. Today, we're going to look at the biggest reasons why most people stay broke, and more importantly, what you can do differently. The biggest myth about money is that earning more automatically solves financial problems. We've all heard people say, if I just made more money, everything would be fine. It sounds reasonable. If you have more money coming in, your problems should disappear. But reality doesn't work that way. There are people earning modest incomes who consistently save and invest, and there are people making hundreds of thousands of dollars every year who are buried in debt. Income is important, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. What really matters is what happens after the money lands in your bank account. If every dollar disappears as quickly as it arrives, making more money won't make you wealthy. That's why we've seen celebrities, professional athletes, and even lottery winners lose fortunes. Money doesn't fix bad financial habits. It simply gives those habits a bigger budget. One of the biggest reasons people stay broke is something called lifestyle inflation. Imagine you get a raise at work. Suddenly you have an extra $500 every month. Instead of saving or investing that money, you upgrade your life. You move into a nicer apartment, buy a newer car, replace your phone, eat out more often, and subscribe to even more services. None of those things are bad by themselves. The problem is when every raise immediately turns into more spending. Instead of becoming wealthier, your lifestyle simply becomes more expensive. Your income grows, but so do your monthly bills. Before long, you're earning more than ever, yet you still feel broke.
Wealthy people often do something different. Instead of spending every raise, they invest a portion of it. Over time, those investments begin earning money on their own. Another major reason people struggle financially is living paycheck to paycheck. Many people rely entirely on their next paycheck to cover this month's bills. That means one unexpected expense can throw everything into chaos. A car repair, a medical bill, or losing a job can quickly become a financial emergency. Financial freedom isn't about buying expensive things. It's about having options. It's about knowing that one bad month won't completely derail your life. That's why building an emergency fund is so important. It may not be exciting, and nobody shows off their savings account on social media, but having money set aside provides something far more valuable than luxury items: peace of mind. Another trap is buying things to impress other people. Humans naturally compare themselves to those around them. If your neighbor buys a new car, suddenly yours doesn't seem as nice. If someone posts pictures from an expensive vacation, your own trip suddenly feels less exciting. Social media has made this comparison even worse because we're constantly seeing carefully selected highlights from other people's lives. We see the luxury cars, designer clothes, expensive restaurants, and dream
Vacations. What we don't see are the monthly payments, the credit card debt, or the financial stress behind the scenes. Trying to look wealthy often prevents people from actually becoming wealthy. Real wealth is usually invisible. It's the investments people don't talk about, the debt they don't have, and the financial security that allows them to sleep well at night. Credit cards are another reason many people struggle with money. Used responsibly, they're convenient tools. Used carelessly, they become expensive traps. A credit card allows you to buy something today and worry about paying for it later. That's incredibly tempting. But when you don't pay the balance in full, interest begins to accumulate. Suddenly, a purchase that seemed affordable becomes much more expensive over time. Banks aren't hoping you pay everything off immediately. They make money when balances remain unpaid. Understanding this changes how you think about spending. Every purchase should be judged not only by today's price, but also by its long-term cost. Many people also avoid investing because they're afraid of losing money. That's understandable. Markets rise and fall, and no investment is guaranteed. But there's another risk that often gets ignored: doing nothing. Imagine putting your money under your mattress for 20 years. The cash would still be there, but inflation would quietly reduce what that money could actually buy. Prices tend to rise over time, which means money sitting idle slowly loses purchasing power. Investing isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about allowing your money the opportunity to grow over many years. The biggest advantage isn't finding the perfect investment. It's simply starting early. Time is one of the most powerful forces in building wealth because compound growth allows your money to earn returns on previous returns, creating growth that accelerates over time. Another reason people stay broke is that they never learn how money actually works. Schools teach many valuable subjects, but personal finance often isn't one of them. Many people graduate without understanding budgeting, investing, taxes, debt, or retirement planning. As a result, they learn through trial and error, expensive mistakes, or advice from people who may not understand money themselves. Financial education isn't about memorizing complicated formulas. It's about making better decisions. Every financial choice you make today affects your future. The more you understand how money works, the more confidently you can make those decisions. Patience is another quality that separates wealthy people from everyone else. Most people want fast results. They want to get rich quickly, double their money overnight, or find the next big opportunity. But real wealth usually grows slowly. Think about planting a tree. For weeks or even months, it barely seems to change. But if you continue caring for it year after year, eventually it becomes enormous. Building wealth works the same way. Saving a little every month may not seem impressive. Investing consistently may even feel boring. But over decades, those small actions create remarkable results. Consistency almost always beats intensity when it comes to money.
Comparison is another habit that quietly destroys financial progress. Someone buys a luxury watch, so you want one too. Someone upgrades their house, and suddenly yours feels too small. Someone buys a sports car, and your reliable vehicle suddenly feels outdated. This endless cycle of comparison encourages people to spend money they never planned to spend. Financial success isn't about proving anything to other people. It's about improving your own situation over time. The only person worth comparing yourself to is the person you were yesterday. So, what actually builds wealth? The answer is surprisingly simple. Spend less than you earn. Save consistently. Invest for the long term. Avoid unnecessary debt. Continue learning about money. Focus on buying assets that have the potential to grow instead of constantly purchasing things that lose value. Most importantly, understand that wealth isn't created by one lucky break or one perfect investment. It's built through thousands of small, smart decisions repeated over many years. Most people stay broke not because they're lazy, unintelligent, or incapable of success. They stay broke because they continue repeating financial habits that quietly work against them year after year. The encouraging news is that habits can change. You don't need to become a millionaire overnight. You don't need to predict the stock market or discover a secret investment strategy. Start by spending a little less than you earn. Save consistently. Invest regularly. Keep learning. Give yourself time. Because wealth isn't built in a single day. It's built one smart decision at a time. And the best time to start is today.